What made me decide to write about twins? I think that's always been in the back of my mind because years ago, I mean, a lot of years ago, I read about a twin experiment that was going on in Minnesota where they followed twins who had been separated at birth and then found the striking similarities. I remember one case where the women both lived near the sea. They both liked blue as a decorating color. They wore their hair very much the same way. Their husband's name were the same. They had two children, boy and girl, and they both had the names. So, it's that kind of thing that is so absolutely fascinating. I don't know what made me go to identical twins. Something must have caught my eye. And I think it was something to the effect of I can see my twin wherever he is. I can hear what he is saying, and I can see the room. And I thought, oh boy, now we've got a plot going. Now we have a plot. And so it evolves. It's never, I think I will write a book about twins. There was something in my mind that was fooling around, and that's how I got there. I get asked if I find it hard to write about villains, from their viewpoint. Well, as a writer, you're an actor. Who are these people? You've got to believe in the why. Because if four people might have gone over the line and taken a life, or in this case, kidnapped two little 3-year-old twins on their birthday, what is his reason? You as the reader have got to believe in the motivation. And if there were two or three other people who might have done it on the way to the conclusion, you have absolutely got to believe it could be that one or it could be that one. You can't have a weak character. You've got to have the reader, I'm not sure, or if they think they are sure and are right, feel very proud. Because that's the way I used to do it as a kid. When I started to read suspense, I wanted to be able to very, very early figure out who did it. And this means something and that doesn't mean something. Did I have fun writing about Angie? Angie is the girlfriend of one of the kidnappers. She's the one who's minding the kidnapped twins. I heard her voice in my mind, and I think it was from a time that it was the beginning of the hippie times, and I knew a lot of kids who were hippies and nice kids, but this is the way Angie would talk. She's not basically a mean person in the beginning. She's greedy, but then she becomes more when it's necessary. And I could visualize Angie. I could see her, and I could hear her voice. I didn't have to tell her when she says, "Now listen, doll baby," to the poor little 3-year-old who's trembling. Or when the twins are kidnapped and they have a big crib ready for them, and she's supposed to take care of them, and in the morning at 7 o'clock, she hears them crying. She screams at them and says, "At 9 o'clock, I'll start to love you, not a minute before." Now, as far as FBI procedure, I hired a retired FBI agent who had specialized in kidnapping because you, as a serious writer, should never, ever, ever say, "I wonder what the FBI would do. I think they do it this way." The ring of truth must be in the book. And for example, in this one, when in the final scenes, when the Connecticut FBI agents realize there is a good chance that child is on the Cape, the FBI agent said to me, "Now listen, don't have them running up there and taking over. This is territorial. They will come up in the case of hot pursuit, but the Boston office takes over the minute they get there. They're running the show." So I think those details are legitimate. They would be the way they would do it. And he corrected me on several others or said, "Look, you don't have to have a dozen of them in the house, but you have to have this. You make it clear that the agent in charge is this one." I think you get authenticity when I have in the Ridgefield, Connecticut, when I have the local police looking for him. He said, "Wait a minute, the state police would be right in on this too. Don't leave them out." So I have always done that. I have hired retired detectives, in this case retired FBI because of a kidnapping, and I have found that it gives an authenticity to the book that if I thought I was telling them how to run the show, and figuring out what the FBI would do, I would make a mistake. I know I'd make a mistake. So yes, you should have help. And I'll add to that, if you're writing medicine, consult a doctor. Don't think you know everything about medicine, because it's so important that if a doctor is reading that book, he doesn't say, for the love of God, she doesn't know what she's talking about. And in this case, Two Little Girls in Blue, if an FBI agent is reading, he should say, she did her homework.